Hey guys, I'm sure you've heard the news. Today, we're talking about something super important for anyone managing hyperkalemic periodic paralysis or HyperPP, and that's your diet. Now, while medication is a crucial part of managing HyperPP, what you eat can make a huge difference in how often you experience symptoms and how severe they are. We're talking about reducing those muscle weakness episodes and getting you back to doing the things you love. So if you're ready to take control of your HyperPP and start feeling your best, stick around because we're about to break down exactly what you need to be eating. All right, let's talk potassium. It's an essential mineral, we all need it, but for people with HyperPP, too much potassium can be a trigger for those scary muscle weakness episodes. Think of it like this. Your muscles need the right balance of potassium to contract and relax properly. When you have HyperPP and your potassium levels spike, it's like your muscles get stuck in relax mode, and that's what causes the weakness. The goal here is to prevent those spikes, and the best way to do that is by being mindful of how much potassium you're taking in through your diet. That means making some adjustments to what you eat, choosing foods that are naturally lower in potassium. Now, don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to say goodbye to all your favorite foods. It's all about finding that balance. We'll get into the specifics of which foods to choose and which ones to limit a little later on. The key takeaway here is that managing your potassium intake is absolutely crucial for managing HyperPP. It's one of the most powerful tools you have to reduce the frequency and severity of your symptoms. So let's dive into the details and get you on track to feeling your best. Let's talk about carbohydrates and protein, two essential macronutrients that play a big role in managing HyperP. The key here is balance. When we talk about carbohydrates, we want to focus on the good guys, complex carbs. These are digested more slowly, providing sustained energy and helping to stabilize blood sugar levels, which is indirectly linked to potassium regulation. Think whole grains in moderation. Veggies like zucchini, cabbage, lettuce, and good old-fashioned oatmeal. These are your go-to carb sources. Now, protein is crucial for building and repairing tissues, but for people with HyperPP, it's all about moderation. Too much protein can actually contribute to potassium buildup, which we definitely want to avoid. So what does a balanced plate look like? Imagine this. A good portion of veggies, a moderate serving of lean protein like chicken or fish, and a smaller portion of those complex carbs we talked about. This balance helps ensure you're getting the nutrients you need without overloading your system with potassium. It's all about finding that sweet spot for your body. Remember, everyone is different, so it's essential to work with your doctor or a registered dietitian to create a meal plan that's tailored to your individual needs. They can help you determine the right balance of carbs and protein to manage your HyperPP effectively. Don't hesitate to reach out to the pros for personalized guidance. All right, let's dive into some specific foods that are your new best friends on a low potassium diet for HyperPP. Remember, our goal is to keep those potassium levels stable, and these foods are here to help. First up, we've got fruits like apples and berries. Think blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. They're all lower in potassium and packed with antioxidants. Next, we're moving to the starch corner. White rice and pasta are your friends here. They're naturally low in potassium and can be incorporated into your meals in various ways. Get creative with those recipes. And let's not forget about our veggie friends. Carrots and green beans are great low potassium options that add flavor, texture, and a ton of nutrients to your plate. The key here is to make these low potassium foods the foundation of your diet. They should be your go-to choices for most meals and snacks. Now remember, variety is still important, so don't be afraid to explore other low potassium options as well. There are plenty of delicious and healthy foods out there that won't send your potassium levels soaring. As always, it's a good idea to check with your doctor or a registered dietitian to get personalized recommendations based on your specific needs. Let's talk protein, that essential building block for our bodies. But when it comes to HyperPP, it's all about choosing the right sources and being mindful of portions. Remember, excessive protein can contribute to potassium increases, so we want to keep things moderate. So what are the best protein sources for a HyperPP-friendly diet? Lean meats like chicken, make sure to remove the skin. Turkey and fish, especially white fish, are all excellent choices. These options are lower in potassium compared to red meats and generally easier on your digestive system. Now, here's a pro tip. When preparing your protein, grilling, baking, or poaching are your best bets. These cooking methods help to minimize any potential potassium increase that can happen during the cooking process. And remember, portion control is key. A serving of protein should be about the size of your palm. It's all about finding that balance. By choosing lean protein sources and being mindful of your portions, you can enjoy this essential nutrient without triggering those unwanted HyperPP symptoms. All right, let's talk carbs, specifically the complex kind. These are your slow-burning energy sources that play a crucial role in stabilizing blood sugar levels, which indirectly can impact potassium regulation. When we talk about complex carbs, we're talking about whole grains. Think brown rice, quinoa, oats, but remember, moderation is key, especially with whole grains as they can be higher in potassium. Now let's not forget about our veggie friends. Non-starchy vegetables like zucchini, cabbage and lettuce are excellent sources of complex carbs and are packed with fiber and essential nutrients. These complex carbohydrates are digested more slowly, providing you with sustained energy throughout the day and helping to prevent those blood sugar spikes and crashes that can sometimes mess with potassium balance. Remember, a balanced diet with the right types of carbs is essential for managing HyperPP. So make those complex carbs a staple in your meals and you'll be well on your way to feeling your best. All right, let's talk about the foods you'll want to avoid or limit when following a low-potassium diet for HyperPP. These are the potential troublemakers that can trigger those muscle weakness episodes. First up, we've got high-potassium fruits like bananas, oranges, and avocados. I know they're delicious and nutritious, but for someone with HyperPP, they can be a recipe for a flare-up. Next, we're moving on to some veggies that are best enjoyed in moderation: potatoes and tomatoes. They're packed with nutrients, but also relatively high in potassium. And here's a sneaky one: salt substitutes. Some of these contain potassium chloride, which can really spike your potassium levels. Instead of salt substitutes, try experimenting with herbs and spices to add flavor to your meals. Now, let's talk about beverages. Alcohol and caffeine can both interfere with potassium regulation and potentially trigger episodes, so it's best to minimize or avoid them altogether. Remember, everyone is different, and what triggers one person might not affect another in the same way. It's crucial to pay attention to your body and learn your own personal triggers. And as always, consult with your doctor or a registered dietitian to get personalized advice tailored to your specific needs. And there you have it. We just went over how to take control of your health by adjusting your diet to manage HyperPP. Remember, while medication is essential, what you eat plays a huge role in how you feel. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, but trust me, it's worth it. By making these changes, you're giving yourself the best chance to reduce those muscle weakness episodes and live your life to the fullest. And as always, stay tuned for more videos on how to prioritize your health. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out.